1974 Olds Omega. Trying to get ready to adjust his rocker arms. It's a new engine build for this car. Does not have an Oldsmobile motor, so I hope that doesn't push away too many of the Oldsmobile fans. But it's got a strongly built 30 over 350. It's got the high dome pistons. It's got 59cc heads on it, so that's right at 13-to-1 compression. He ended up running the Comp Cam's XE294 hydraulic roller cam, which matches pretty good with his 3000 stall and his 373 gear. Hopefully those ported 041 factory iron heads can flow enough to handle that 13-to-1 compression at RPM. That'll be, we'll have to wait and see how that goes once he gets it to the track and kind of get a look at some of his trap speeds and stuff like that. But it's a brand new build, like I said. We're trying to get the timing and everything dialed in. I rebuilt the HEI and put in my positive stops for the mechanical advance, and did some grinding on the center weight, actually the center plate, to get the weights with one medium spring and one light spring to bring all that timing in. Generally it comes in between 22 and 2300. Allows you to have a reasonable ignition timing and still hit your 36-degree total all in, between 2000 and 2500 would be a good estimate, depending on how the quality of your springs are. But he was having a great deal of trouble, as would be expected, starting a 13-to-1 motor when it got fully warmed up. So he ended up upgrading his battery cable size to the trunk mounted battery, and we added some ground cables between the engine and the front subframe, stretched a cable back to the rear subframe because he does not have subframe connectors yet. And between that and then rebuilding the distributor, I was able to get him 12 degrees initial timing and 36 total, and now regardless of temperature it fires right up, even with the stock starter. So he should be in good shape on that front. I did work on the carburetor, trying to get the idle circuits balanced, because it is just a 2-corner idle carburetor, but the cam pulls such low vacuum, we had to end up cracking the rear butterflies to the 40 thousandths exposure of the transfer slot back there in order to get control of the idle fuel in the front and set our idle at around 950 RPM. So I hope I didn't lose you guys on that, because not everybody's up on Holley carburetors. A lot of people are into fuel injection, and I'm fully appreciative of that at this point, because now that I've gone LS on my junk, I really wonder why it took me so long to do it. So, but I still have that database of knowledge in my head of how to build, modify, and tune, old school Holley carburetors and Edelbrocks and Carters and all that stuff. But I'm over here getting ready to adjust the rocker arms on this cam, and I wanted to do a real quick video just kind of giving you a little bit of information on this. Let's see if I can get this off the tripod. I'm kind of fighting with it here. It's got a really strong mount. But I mean, this car is going to be pretty lightweight. Even with full interiors, only going to be a little over 3,000 pounds. It's got I think he said it's got a 3,000 or 3,200 stall, 373 posi, and it'll have, I think he's going to be running a 26-inch tall slick on the back. But I just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek of this 13-to-1 355 hydraulic roller cam engine. I mean, on paper it should easily run somewhere in the high to mid 7s. in the 8th mile. But as everyone knows, anytime you do a brand new build and you don't have all the bugs worked out in it, generally add a second to however fast you think it's going to run, and that'll be a good place to start. So I'm hoping that between Andy and I and Ronnie, we can kind of foresee some of those gremlins and those stumbling blocks and try to get this thing to run, at least maybe not to its full potential, but at least crack the 7s in the 8th mile on his first time out. So fingers crossed. You know, you never know how it's going to go till you get there. But again, that's a 700 double pumper. That's actually one of my old carburetors from years ago. You know, air horn's been removed, which they claim gives you 20 CFM, so you could claim it's a 720 CFM carb. But we went through, did some work on the boosters, tried to dial in the adjustment on the front pump cam. He had already done some jet changes on it, and then like I said, I had to play with the transfer slot reveal on the secondary butterflies in order to get control over the idle. Because when I first started messing with it, it would idle good, but not until you had it idling on the main jets and not on the idle circuit. So that's a no bueno. You don't want to do that. So anyway, I told him I really liked his paint. It's like that, I don't know, copper, like metallic copper engine paint. I told him it looked pretty sharp, and then painting that Victor Jr. black really made it pop out. So don't want to waste too much of my time because I'm supposed to be starting on adjusting these rocker arms. But you know, this is your regular, just cover all your bases, shop for deals, you know, race car. This is what everybody starts with. You know, maybe you start out with a cam swap, maybe you get a decent set of heads, maybe all you can afford is a set of rocker arms. You know what I mean? One step at a time. You don't have to beat the world. You're only racing to satisfy yourself. And if you can't afford to be the fastest in the world, at least be the fastest you can be. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. I'll try to get some more info possibly on this car, and I've got some other videos coming up of idle in my Blazer. I want to do a video of my Blazer running with the stock 4.8 setup, and then be able to show the difference between the idle and the rev once I get the 224 cam installed. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. I guess sharing is a really good idea because I think that helps get views. So hopefully it's not too shaky because I'm freehanding. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.